Come with us as we have our first ever 2-week Mediterranean cruise as a neurodivergent family. We arrived at Southampton Port bright and early, where we took our luggage, put them in the allocated portholes and went straight up to check-in. Now we have priority boarding because 2 of our children are autistic, and so we're allowed to get a priority boarding pass, which is extremely helpful. It meant that essentially we went right from the back of the queue right to the front, and from start to finish we were on the boat within 20 minutes. If you want to find out if you qualify for this service, then just check out the P&Os website. It's super useful and really easy to do. As you'll know, if you are an autistic person yourself, or if you have autistic family members, one of the first things you need to do when you ever get to a new destination is to just get your bearings. So we decided to just chill out and take a look around the boat. Now the Arvia itself is absolutely huge, and there is no way that you can walk around everything within the first day. So we thought we'd familiarise the children with the parts that they're going to be in the most. For example, this is the buffet, and this is where we had most of our breakfasts, a lot of our lunches, and some of our dinners if we didn't want a formal dinner in a restaurant. The menu changes daily, but there's always chicken or beef and bread and butter. I genuinely cannot believe the size of this boat. It's unreal. We're still walking through just the buffet. It's mind-boggling. Now, as you can see, we were one of the earliest to actually get on board, and that's because not only did we have the priority boarding pass, but we actually made sure that we registered for check-in as soon as registration was allowed. This meant that it was super handy for myself and the boys because we were able to get used to the ship without the crowds. Now on this particular cruise there were 6,500 people on board. I think 5,500 of those were passengers and the other were crew. So obviously later on in the holiday these walkways were absolutely filled with people. The sunbeds were always taken. So being able to have this quiet time to kind of get our bearings was super duper helpful. The Arvia is an enormous ship and it's incredibly beautiful, but it is built for families, it's built for children. This giant chess set is simply phenomenal. You don't have to pay to play, you just have to wait your turn. And again, because we were one of the lucky few to get on early on the boat, we actually had this chess set for an hour on our own, and it was always used. Every time we walked past it, there were always people waiting to play. Soon after that, it was time to check out our rooms, so we headed down to our cabin, where fortunately all of our baggage was there waiting for us. In fact, our cases were put inside of our room, which was absolutely incredible. We'll be sharing a proper room tour in another video. Then we headed off to the Quays, which is a fantastic dining area. You don't have to pay extra for it, but it does carveries and katsu curries. It's amazing. And then we just took a moment to chill in the sunshine, obviously with our fidget toys. That's how we roll. As you can see, the ship was starting to get fuller and fuller, but because we were on there so early, the boys were perfectly calm. They felt like they knew where they were, and so they didn't even notice the more people coming on. It was just a very slow and gradual build up, and as you can see, rammed full when it's ready to set up. The atrium is where we decided to all hang out together before dinner and after dinner, and actually what we didn't realise is that we were going to use this pretty much every single day on our cruise, and I think it's one of our most valuable memories, to be honest, playing games with my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my beautiful niece, and of course my husband and my children. Absolutely incredible. And without it being on a schedule, you'll find these amazing dancers just suddenly pop out of nowhere and give these incredible performances, along with piano players, Spanish singers, dancers, flamenco, you name it. It all goes on, and it just seems to happen so fluidly. And you've always got to have your camera to hand because you just don't know what amazing thing is going to pop up next. These girls were phenomenal. And before we knew it, that was our first day done, and we were all pretty exhausted. But it was amazing to just wind down, Archie getting some pictures there, that's how he likes to chill, and then heading back to the cabin where the telly on board is amazing. If you have a family, there are so many kids films and amazing things for you to watch and settle down with at night. So we hope you've enjoyed this first video. Make sure you follow us for more. Day 2 coming soon.